Good evening, everyone. Welcome to session number 11. Hopefully, everyone has had a good break. Welcome back, because we're about to hit the ground running. We're in phase 2 now. Phase 2 is all about monetization. Okay, so tonight we're talking about email list building. And as I mentioned just a few moments ago before the call started, when we add email lists to our websites, we typically see about a 30% increase in earnings. Now, it does vary from site to site, but every website that we add an email list to makes more money when it's set up correctly. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We've got Kindle next week. We've got white label in a couple of weeks' time, and then we'll get on to affiliate marketing. And we've got phase 3 coming soon as well. So in case you missed the email, I think it was on Thursday or Friday, Bounce Breaker is now live, okay, and you have access to that using the same username and password that you use for the 100K Factory Launchpad, okay. So we've got a demo video inside the members area, and I'll just jump over here and show you that. So as you can see, we've got Bounce Breaker inside Software Suite, Bounce Breaker, and we've got a thorough demo video there about what this is all about and how to use it, and you can download it. Actually, you don't need to download the tool because it's an online tool, but you can just log in at bouncebreaker.com. Okay. The other thing, just a quick update for you, in case you missed it. Let me just bring it up here. In case you missed it, this article went live today, and this is a case study which is not specifically related to 100K Factory, but it is very, very relevant to what we're doing. So this is a case study I have just finished creating, and it shows you how I built 1,000 fans, hyper-targeted Facebook fans, in under 5 days. In fact, it was about 4 days and 2 hours. And what we've done in this blog post is put 4 videos up, which you can watch, and they walk you through over a period of 4 days how to set up a like campaign, how to optimize it, how many likes we've got. As you can see, day 3, 661 likes. 4 days and 2 hours in, we're at 1,061 likes, okay, and it just walks you through it. So it's very complementary to what we're doing in the 100K Factory, and if you want to see another example of this being done, then this would be a great thing to watch. And there's also a monetization plan which may be of interest to you as well. What we were doing here was we created a Facebook page about photography, which is a niche that I've never ever personally been involved in. So when I got started, I had no idea how easy or difficult it was going to be. I didn't know how cheap or expensive it was going to be. But you can get all the details in there, and I think if you're having any issues with like campaigns, that's going to be a good thing to check out anyway. Okay. So the action items over the next 7 days are, and this is a little bit optional this week, okay? But the action items are to decide if you want to leverage an email list, okay? You don't have to do it. You can make a lot of money without doing it, but if you want to do it, then if you decide to do it, then this is what you need to do over the next 7 days. Create an Aweber account. We recommend Aweber. I mean, strictly speaking, it doesn't have to be Aweber. That's just what we recommend. Create a list. Okay, create a list for your website. Each website will need a different list. Integrate opt-in forms. Find something to promote in your niche as an affiliate, and then create 3 content emails. I'm going to show you how to do all of this. We've got some supplementary training. So I've filmed 7 videos, which are going to be up in the members area tomorrow. And I know that Mark has also filmed a couple of videos to supplement all this. There's just some things that are impossible to get into on one webinar just because of, we need to give you in-depth training for this kind of thing, okay? So firstly, why bother building an email list at all? Okay, and quite simply, because you'll make more money. Your subscribers are worth money, okay? One subscriber should be worth at least 50 cents per month, okay? So if you're to build up an email list of 5,000 subscribers, then that should be able to earn you $2,500 per month, okay? If you're leveraging it in a smart way. Once you've set up the process to capture leads, it can truly become a 100% hands-off system. And again, everything that we're doing here complements the 100K Factory sites. I'm going to give you some examples of how you would use this on a 100K Factory site as we progress here. Subscriber opt-in is automated, okay? Emails being sent out can be automated. So I guess the real question is, why wouldn't you want to build an email list? And it may be just a case that you've got your hands full at the moment, and that's fine. You don't have to do it right now. If you're if you're a little bit behind and you're still sort of working through week by week, then maybe you don't want to do this now. But if you're 100% up to date, then it's probably a good time to jump in and build an email list. By building an email list to support your 100K Factory website, you have the ability to frequently laser target thousands of people at will. Okay, you can send an email and target thousands of people at will. So if you've got 5,000 people on your email list, then you could send them one email and have thousands of people coming back to your website. Now, by now you know that traffic is absolutely key. And when you build an email list, you build your own kind of traffic ecosystem, okay? You bypass Facebook ad costs, okay? You bypass Google. You tap into your own traffic source, okay? You can also build relationships, provide solutions, and cash in as a result. If you can think of an email list as being a little bit like an extension of your Facebook page. So your Facebook audience, you've been working hard building a Facebook audience, and that's great. Okay, that's something that one of the things that you can control and manipulate and grow over time. And it's the same with an email list, but with an email list, you've got even more control because you don't have to play by Facebook's rules anymore. You can do whatever you want in your email list. Okay, email marketing and list building is ideal for niches in which people have an ongoing interest. So pretty much most niches, this works. Okay, and pretty much most niches. And some, I'm trying to think of a niche where this wouldn't work. I mean, I've got email lists set up in all kinds of weird and wonderful niches. Okay, but one example of a place where email lists still work, but they're not quite as lucrative, perhaps, is with, for example, health issues. So if someone is snoring, and then you're able to cure their snoring, then they don't want to hear any more about snoring, okay, because that problem's gone, all right? You kind of get the idea. That's what we're sort of talking about here. Or if someone, for example, another health issue, if someone has got acne, and then you teach them how to cure that acne, they don't want to keep getting emails about how to cure acne, okay, because they've done that. It's been and done, okay? They've passed that issue. So that's not a great niche for an email list, but it can still work, okay? And I've had email lists in a lot of different niches, and I've never ever had one that has not increased my earnings by at least 15%, even in health niches, okay? So how do you capture leads? You're probably quite familiar with this. This is just a recap, but timed pop-ups, okay? Exit pops. This is what Bounce Break is all about. Sidebar forms, lead buttons, ribbons, okay? And we'll talk about each of these in more detail as we progress here. But these are just examples of ways that you can capture leads, and you want to be leveraging as many of these as you can, okay? And soon you'll have two new tools at your disposal. So Billboard and Attention Grabber. Okay, these are two new tools which you're going to have at your disposal soon, which are going to help you capture more leads. Okay, and later in the workshop, we'll provide you with details for the ideal placements of your opt-in forms. So, tools of the trade. What do we need? Well, you need to have an autoresponder. So that means Aweber, iContact, GetResponse, MailChimp. These are different types of autoresponders. All of the emails that we send you as a 100K Factory member are sent through Aweber. Okay, so that's our autoresponder. Bounce Breaker. Okay, you need Bounce Breaker to help you with the exit pops. Okay, Lead Pages is great. It's not 100% necessary, but if you really want to get into email marketing in a big way, then Lead Pages is a good way to do it. And if you do want to do that, we have got a special page here with a video I made about Lead Pages and some bonuses and things like that if you want to actually get Lead Pages. Again, you don't have to, but it is a very good resource. It's something we use on a day-to-day basis. To get started, all you need to do is sign up with Aweber or iContact, GetResponse, one of these, and I would recommend Aweber. Okay. If you want to use lead boxes, then sign up with lead boxes as well. And again, you can come to this link here, and I've created a video explaining what Lead Pages is all about, so you can find out more about whether or not that's right for you. Okay. How can you make money from email marketing? Okay, that's the next question. And you basically make money because you can send your subscribers anywhere you want to. Okay, you can send them back to your website. You can send them to some kind of affiliate offer. Anywhere. Okay, you can send your subscribers anywhere you want to. Even if you just send them back to your website, then they're going to click on some of your AdSense ads. Okay, and you'll make money as a result. You can set up what's called follow-up sequences. And in the videos that we've prepared for you, again, 7 different training videos, we walk you through the process of setting up a follow-up sequence. Okay, an automated email series that gets sent out to your subscribers. Okay, a one-off broadcast, that's like a one-time email that you're only going to send once. Okay, so the update emails for 100K Factory, these are all one-off broadcasts. They're not planned. It's not like a follow-up sequence. They're things that we send out when we need to send them out just one time. Okay, these are called broadcasts. And you can send people back to your website. And that should be the goal in most cases, should be to send people back to your website. That's the best thing that you can do, because then people are going to get familiar with your website. Every time they're on your website, you're going to make some more money. Okay, so the idea is to get repeat visitors coming back to your website. Now, there's a 3-step fail-proof list building system that we're going to go through in the next half hour or so. And it's built up around 3 different things. Okay, so step 1 is bait and intrigue. We're going to talk about that. Step 2 is content and teasing. And then step 3 is the offer plus the bonus. So bait and intrigue, what that is the incentive to get people to sign up to your email list. Okay, and then content, that's just giving some good content. And if you're selling something, then you might want to tease a little bit. Okay, so to get people excited about it. And then you can offer something, and if you want to offer a bonus, then you can do it. And I'm going to give you examples of how this would all work. So it will fall into place in just a second. Okay, so imagine for a moment that you've got an email sign-up form on your website, and imagine that someone has signed up and they've joined your email list. They've taken the bait at that point, right? The next thing that you want to do is deliver what's called a thank you email. And this is, in this email is where you start giving them whatever you promised you'd give them. And again, I will give you examples of how this works, okay? The next thing you want to do is deliver 3 or 4 high-value content emails to build trust and provide value, okay? You can also use these emails to build suspense if you're going to be selling something. So you could have 3 to 4 emails that send your subscribers back to your website to get tips about your niche. You could even have 3 to 4 emails that send your subscribers to other people's websites if you want to as well. Now this is not ideal, but if there's a great YouTube video and for whatever reason you don't want to put it on your website, you could just send them straight to that great YouTube video. It's a great way to get to use other people's content. Okay, it's not ideal, but you can do it. And then finally, once you've sent a few emails, you've built some trust, start sending promotional emails. So send the subscriber to an affiliate offer or send them back to your website, but start doing the things that are going to make you money. You don't have to do that initially. First, it's about building up trust, and then you deliver a promotional email. Okay, so let's talk about bait for a moment. Bait is what lures your subscribers into your sphere of influence, which is your list. Okay, the bait is the strong reason why people should subscribe to your list. And it's critical that you've got the right bait. Okay, the wrong bait will work, but it will result in mediocre results. Okay, so let me show you something. Again, this is the post that I just launched today on aidenbooth.com. In the right-hand side here, you can see something that says get the blueprints and updates. Subscribe to my mailing list and you'll get the updates. You'll also get my 4 proven passive income blueprints. Okay, so people click that and then they're going to be asked to be added to my list. Okay, now that's a button. Okay, and I use lead pages to actually create that button. But there's no reason why you couldn't just put an email form in there. Okay, just an email form in the sidebar, and I'll show you some examples of those in just a minute. So the bait here is the 4 proven passive income blueprints. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Let's have a look at another one. There's another one in here. Right down the end here, there's this monetization plan. Okay, so the bait, this if I click on this is another way that we can collect email addresses. And you can do the exact same thing. I'm just showing you this because it's a website that I have open and you're probably familiar with it. But if someone clicks on this, and again, I'm using lead pages for this, they can put their name, their email in, and then I can automatically deliver the whatever it is that I'm giving them. So in this case, the bait is the monetization plan PDF. Okay, that's what the bait is. Okay, so they're examples of what bait is. Okay, it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be a report. It could just be information. So you could say, sign up to my email list, and over the next week, I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons why you need to give your dog the right kind of dog food, or whatever it is. Okay, so how do you find your bait? Well, you need to ask yourself, what do your visitors actually want? Okay, can you give them some tips and tricks about something? Or maybe you can give them information, warnings, like, the 7 foods that will poison your dog. Okay, and you can give warnings as well. Advice about your niche. So if your niche is golf, then you could, your bait could be 5 steps to playing better golf, something like this. A great way to do this is to check what your competitors in your niche are doing. Okay, so if I just come over to Google, and I haven't done any research here, but if I come over to Google and I just type in golf tips, for example, we're going to get lots of different websites come up here. So it's sometimes good just to start opening these up. And I haven't been to these, so I've got no idea what's actually going to come up here. But let's just have a look. We can come and we can explore. Now these just say subscribe, but no, that's actually subscribing to a magazine. So I don't know if these guys have got an email list or not. Let's just keep having a look here. Eventually you'll find something, and again, this is a magazine, so they're probably more likely to be asking people to subscribe to their magazine. But this is the kind of thing we do. We come and we have a look around, and we eventually find something that some of our competitors, this is just one of the options, but we find something that our competitors might be doing. Okay. And just so happens that I haven't got lucky with any of these ones here, okay, for this particular example, but that's basically the process. You just go look at what your competitors are doing, find what type of things they're offering to get people to sign up to their email series. Another thing that you can do is contact vendors of affiliate products. So if you're selling, or if you know that in your niche there's an affiliate product, then you could ask the vendor of one of these affiliate products for a free report or a giveaway. Now, we're going to be talking much more about affiliate marketing in a couple of weeks' time, so we're not going to get into that in detail now. I just wanted to let you know that that's one of the options available. And number 4 is one of my favorites. One of the things you can do is buy or rent a book about your topic and reuse the advice that it's got in that book, okay, or a magazine, okay. If you're doing bodybuilding, for example, then just have a look at the latest magazine about bodybuilding. You'll find a big piece of bait on the homepage, on the front page. Let me just show you this here. So, okay, let's say that you're in the bodybuilding niche, then have a look at different magazines. So here we can see Unbelievable Bench Press, 675 at 165 body weight, how Joe Mazza did it, okay? Or let's just see, I want to see if I can find a better example here. Growth Blitz, the do-it-all plan. Now, if you're in bodybuilding niche, then you could create a report all about, growing big fast, for example. Okay, or look at this: the best muscle meals. That could be your bait. Okay, you're saying find out what the best muscle meals are to grow big muscles fast. Okay, that's an example of again looking at what other people are doing and then borrowing from them. But buying a book or buying a Kindle book or renting a book from your library or something, and then reusing its advice is great. Your bait doesn't need to be a super special report. It can just be things that you're revealing in your email series. So just before I continue, is this making sense so far? Just type yes in the chat box if this is all making sense. Yep. Okay, cool. So I'll continue. So that's about finding your bait. Now, once you've got your bait, you need to have some kind of content in your email series. You can't just have someone sign up and then do nothing, because if you do that, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay, you're not optimizing as well as you should be. For the actual content of your email series, don't overthink it. Just some basic useful content is absolutely fine. Okay, so aim for 3 or 4 good quality content pieces, okay, and ideally publish these on your website. Remember, with email marketing, it's always good to send people back to your website, okay? That should always be the goal. If we look at this blog post, which I just released today, when I sent out an email to people, what I could have done is I could have just put this all in an email. I could have just said, look, here's the link to video number 1, here's the link to video number 2, here's video number 3, and so on. But instead, I sent people back to the website. There are lots of benefits to doing it. It's even more beneficial for you because you've got ads on your website, AdSense ads, okay? So you want to have a short email, but send people back to your website to see the content. So simple ideas for content for your emails or to write about are, how-to articles, tips and tricks, top 5 lists. So for Extreme Rush, we're going to give an example in just a moment. But we could have, top 5 base jumping videos of all time. And we just get 5 YouTube videos and we put them on one blog post, and we make that blog post specifically be part of our email series. Okay, or question and answer style emails. Okay, if you've got a very informational niche, then this is good. So if your niche is poodles, for example, then question and answer emails about poodles. Okay, so where can you get your content from? Well, you can get it from YouTube. That's probably one of the easiest at this point. You can get it from other people's websites, other people's email series. It's a great idea to sign up to other people's email series so that you can find out what they're doing. Okay, physical books and ebooks, forums, again, Q&A websites, eHow. Let's have a look at eHow. I'll show you that one to you. Let's come over to eHow.com. And again, let's pretend for a moment that we're doing something with poodles, okay? Poodles is our niche. Come in here and look at this, eHow search results. How to breed poodles, 6 steps. I mean, that there could be your bait. The 6 steps to breeding poodles, okay? How to feed a poodle, how to measure the size of a poodle, okay? How to remove tear stains from poodles, okay? And there's probably a lot more. Look, there's a lot more pages here as well. Or if you're doing something else like organic gardening, then you could come here. There's a few videos, okay? And there's lots of pages here, pages and pages of content as well. So how to add potassium to an organic garden, okay? Indoor gardening for beginners, how to start. I mean, these are all great candidates for the type of thing that we could include in an email series. And again, if you're doing something with affiliate marketing, then you could look in the affiliate resources area, okay, for your affiliate products in your niche. So this method that I'm going to share with you now, I call it the lazy $10 email marketing plan because it's dirt cheap. I mean, you can do it for under $10 and it's incredibly effective. It works every single time, okay? So step 1 is the bait. And for this, we focus on tips and tricks, okay? Step 2 is the content. And for the content, all we do is we buy a $10 ebook or cheaper, or we rent a book from, or buy a book from a local shop. Okay, that's where you're going to get the content. And then if you want to use some kind of bonus, or you can use one of the advanced tricks from the book. Okay, so that's a lazy $10 email marketing plan, and that's really simple. So if, for example, you want to use that strategy, you could go and find a book on Kindle. This one sells for $15.09 for a paperback, or $10 or $9.99 for Kindle. So we could spend $10, we could get the Kindle version of this book, and we could just use it to get content for the email series. Okay, so we could choose, okay, well, what are the 3 most interesting things from this book? We could summarize them, create a little blog post for each one, and then in the email series, we send people back to them. Okay, so that's an easy way that you can use content that already exists to put together a really compelling piece of content for your email series. So a few examples now, and the first example, I'm going to just use aidenbooth.com because it's a site we've been speaking about. It's a site you're probably familiar with. I'll then use Extreme Rush, and then I'll use another hypothetical example. So the bait, as I showed you a moment ago, is passive income profit plan. Okay. The content, in this case, could be easy. It could just be posts that I've created in the past. Okay, so I could say, okay, in email number 1, I'm going to send people to this post. And now this post obviously is not the same as the type of thing that you're putting on your websites. Okay, this is a very comprehensive informational post, but there's no reason why you can't do something like this on your website. Your website doesn't have to be just about those short little posts we do. Okay, in fact, when you start creating bigger posts, it's going to help with your search engine optimization. Let me show you something else here. If we come to the blog, I mean, there's all kinds of different posts that we could look at. 7 top secret Amazon research tactics. Okay, that could be one. This here could be one of the, one of the content pieces for the email series. Okay, and I mean, that's what you ultimately want to do. You want to get a few good blog posts on your website and just use them because that makes it easy, okay? And then the offer, now the way to make money from this could be, so first you've got the bait. That's the passive income profit plan. Someone signs up and they get that immediately. They get that on day one. They get it the moment they sign up, okay? Once they've done that, over the next week, you might send them 3 more emails just about pure content, plain and simple. 1,000 fans in 5 days, or whatever it is. And then after 1 week or 2 weeks, you could send them an offer. So that would be, and I could send an offer with a recommendation of using lead pages if I want to. And I could make a bonus page about it. In fact, in this case, I actually did make a bonus page about it. So that page I was showing you before, this one here, I made this special page which I can send people to if I want to. Now, there's no reason you couldn't make one of these. It doesn't have to look like this, but if you're recommending something, and I'll give you some examples of other things you can recommend in just a moment, but if you're using something like this, then you could just create a page with a bonus on your own website if you want to. Okay, now that's a bit of a different example because it's not exactly it's not a 100K factory site, but hopefully you kind of see how this process works. Now, example number 2 for the extreme rush. Okay, it's not like internet marketing where I can say, hey, I'm going to give you the passive income profit plan. It's not like that. So it's a completely different niche. The people that visit Extreme Rush are not interested in getting a report, okay? But they are interested in, cool stuff. Like I could say, sign up to my email list and go in the draw to win a drone, okay? And I could give away a drone, 1 drone a month or something, okay? And remember, when you're getting hundreds and hundreds of email subscribers opting in, this is easy. It doesn't have to be, the money you'll make from it would massively overwhelm the minor cost of giving away a drone, okay, once you've got a lot of people on your list. But anyway, the prize could be anything. It could be sign up to win, add your name and email address to win an iTunes voucher. It could be anything. Now, the content for the Extreme Rush could be three different things. The first could be the 5 most extreme sports videos ever. Okay, so all we'll do there is we'd get 5 videos from YouTube. We would embed them on the Extreme Rush website, and the first email we send to people would be taking them to that page. Okay, or if we wanted to, we could just put the YouTube links directly in the email. Okay, now the second thing might be top 5 base jump sites in the world. Now, for this one here, that would be a lot better for people that are just specifically focused on base jumping. The Extreme Rush is a bit more broad, so it wouldn't be quite as effective. But if your audience is focused on one thing, then that's a better option. 7 smartphone hacks for extreme sports. Okay, there's something else that might interest people in the Extreme Rush, and it could just be a blog post about 7 different apps you can use on a smartphone when you're doing extreme sports. Okay, and then the offer at the end of all this, the offer could be that you're recommending people to buy a GoPro. Okay, and you're using an Amazon affiliate link. Now, the best thing to do would be to create a written review about GoPro and compare it to other extreme sports cameras. Okay, what you could do is you could go over to Amazon and you could just hunt for different types of extreme cameras for extreme sports. You could do a review of them, and then you send people to that page, and you're going to make money. Okay, it's quite simple. And then for a third example, let's say that you've got a website about poodles. Okay, your bait might be a 2-page document about poodle health. Okay, caring for your poodle. You might call it the Poodle Health Report. And this is kind of a similar sort of model to what I do on aidenbooth.com, or that example I gave you before. Okay, so you're giving away a free report, just a 2-page report. And then over the course of the next week, you give 3 more emails about different things that you do to care for your dog. And then you give an offer, and the offer could be a recommendation of a dog training guide, which is sold on ClickBank. ClickBank is a place where you can sell products as an affiliate. So basically, you could sell an ebook about looking after a poodle, and you could probably make $25 profit on each sale. Okay, so do those examples make sense? Can you imagine? Can you see how this is kind of all panning out? Yep. Okay, great. Okay, brilliant. All right, let's continue. So let's talk about order form placement now. Okay, order form placement. And before I do this, I'm just going to open up another website here. So I'm just opening up the Extreme Rush, and we can see it there. So what are the places that you should be asking for people to opt in? Okay, there's the sidebar. That's very easy. The bottom of each post. That's very easy. By the way, you'll notice that I actually do this on aidenbooth.com. So the sidebar, I'm asking people to opt in. At the very end of the post, I'm asking people to subscribe again. So we've got 2 of them covered. Exit pop using bounce breaker. I also use that. I also do that on aidenbooth.com, but it only appears once in a while. It doesn't appear every single day. So if you don't see it, that's why. Lightbox. This is like a pop-over, a pop-up box that just appears after a certain amount of time. Okay, and then billboard. And if you went to aidenbooth.com today, you may see a billboard that I'm using at the moment. Now, the billboard is something which you're going to have access to very soon as part of Bounce Breaker. And what it is, it's a little bar that appears at the top of the website, which asks you to do something like opt in or something like that. So if we take a look at the Extreme Rush, we could easily put, look at that box there. That there is an email opt-in box. Okay, so you could put your email in and you could click sign up. And we're going to have a video in the members area tomorrow showing you how to do this. Okay, and then let's say that go inside one of the posts here. And if we scroll down here, look at that. Okay, this is, again, we've got special videos made for you which are going to be in the members area tomorrow, showing you exactly how to install this on your website. It's really easy to do, doesn't cost you anything, and you can get these in your website. So there you've got 2 of the most important positions taken care of. One is the sidebar, 2 is at the bottom of your post. So at the bottom of every single post on your website, you want to have one of these. Okay, let's have a look. If I come to another post, we've got this in the sidebar again, and we come down to the bottom and we've got it appearing just there. So you see how good that looks. By the way, don't forget about this button up here, and we've already showed you how you can set this button up. Okay, that's in the resources area of the members area. Let me just show you that. Where is it? I think I must have logged out here. Oh, here it is. So if you come to WordPress resources, Mark has already made a video for you, which is already in here, showing you how to set that up, the pink button text setup. Okay, so they are the types of places. Also, exit pop. You should use Bounce Breaker on high traffic pages, but remember not to use it on pages that you're sending paid traffic. Okay, you only want to use it on pages that you're not running ads to. Okay, otherwise you're going to start violating some of Facebook's terms and conditions. Okay, Lightbox, again, same rules apply. You only want to have these shown on high traffic pages, but not on pages that you're sending paid traffic to. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, just to recap there, we've spoken about this box here, we've spoken about this one here, we've spoken about this one down here. Now, we've created, as I said, we've created videos. These are going to be available in the members area for you tomorrow, but we just couldn't squeeze them into doing it live. But you'll have the videos tomorrow showing you how to do it anyway. Okay. So getting started with Aweber, we've also filmed 7 videos for you that walk you through the following. So they give you an introduction to email marketing, an overview of the tools needed, setting up an Aweber account, how to create an email list for the very first time, how to create opt-in forms, how to automate sending emails, how to send broadcast emails. Okay, so we've got some comprehensive training coming for you. So, I mean, the whole idea with 100K Factory is that you're going to have everything that you need to kind of have all bases covered when you're when you're building your websites and when you're expanding, when you're taking them from making a couple of thousand a month to making $10,000 a month or more. Okay, so anyway, those are coming. And how to install opt-in forms. These videos, as I mentioned, are also going to be up in the next 24 hours. So that's kind of the strategy of email marketing, and that's how we're going to be applying it to our 100K Factory websites. What we're going to be starting to talk about now is deliverability. Okay, so email marketing is useless if your emails don't get delivered. Okay, it's useless if you don't get if they don't get delivered. Now, let's talk about different email service providers and just give you some rankings for them. Aweber, for me, that's my favorite. That's what we use. We also use iContact, okay, GetResponse. These are all good email service providers. MailChimp is okay, but it's got fewer options. Infusionsoft is again, it's okay, but it's not focused on email marketing. The number one, in my opinion, is Aweber. Okay, and we will be adding in new functionality into Bounce Breaker to make it work with other autoresponders, but right now it just works with Aweber. Okay, so these are a few different service providers you can check out. We watch them closely, so we know which. You can't really see much from this graph, but we know which are the best auto responders, and it's always, normally it's iContact and Aweber. These are the ones that have got the highest deliverability at the moment, okay, in 2015. Could change next year, but at the moment in 2015, that's what the situation is. Now, what you want to do is to create a new email address, okay? And I'll just copy this into the browser. So you want to create an email address that is associated with your website. Okay, so let me just copy this into the browser here. Whoops. If we can just do a search in Google, so SiteGround, set up email address. And here it is here, how to create email accounts inside SiteGround. Okay, so if you're using SiteGround, it's very easy to set up an email address. So you could set up, we could set up Aiden at theextremerush.com, okay, or John at premiumgoods.com. I've put here. It could be anything. If SiteGround make this easy, I mean, it should be easy with whichever host you've got. So if you do use something different, if you just do a search in Google, you'll be able to find a tutorial showing you how to do it. Let me just give you another example. How to create an email with HostGator. And here it is, how do I create email accounts in cPanel with HostGator? Okay, it's the same kind of thing, but if you just do a search, you'll find out how to do that, okay? And it's important that you do create an email like this. don't send emails from your Gmail account, your Yahoo account, or anything like that. When you're sending emails from your business, make sure that you're sending them from the same domain name that your website is. It gives you so much more trust and authority. Now, before you send out an email, you should check for spam. Okay, Aweber in the last few days have actually changed, and they don't have the spam rating anymore. So don't worry about that. But if you're using some other, iContact, then check for spam. Aweber are going to have a spam score available again soon. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that. It is coming back. What triggers spam? Okay, what is it that triggers spam? Unfamiliar characters in the subject line. Sometimes copying and pasting your subject line from another program can trigger spam. So if you write an email in Word, in Microsoft Word, and then you copy it over, oftentimes there's some kind of formatting glitch there, and it will cause your email to look like spam. If you're using redirect links like tinyURL in your messages, that can trigger spam as well. If you don't understand what all of this means, don't worry. It's just a case of actually starting to do it and you'll learn. Okay, and you can't really do anything wrong. There's nothing that's going to go wrong if you just start doing this. If an email lands in the spam box, it's not the end of the world. You can still fix it. Okay, and then spam words as well. Dollar signs, too many links in one email can cause spam. Okay. There's another website that you can use to test emails called mailtester.com. Okay, so if you've got an email, this is one that we use, and I'll just refresh it. As you can see, it tests the spamminess of your emails. So here's how you do it. You send an email to this email address here, and then you click check your score. Okay, and that's obviously a unique email address. What that does is it will scan your email, and it will tell you what what spam score that you've got. Okay, it's a very cool tool. If you're using an autoresponder, you should try this. It's free. Always test your emails before you send them. Check for formatting. Check to make sure it lands in the inbox. And you can even create a test email list. So you could create a list inside your autoresponder that you just use for testing. Okay, and you could send a real broadcast to it, so a real email to it. That's the best way to test. Now, again, don't be overwhelmed by all this. Just take small steps. And even if you don't test your emails, it's okay to begin with. But once you get a little bit of experience, try to come back, watch this presentation again, and start incorporating some of these more advanced things. Okay. So another thing that you may want to do is, that you absolutely should do, is test your messages. Okay. Now, we used to send what's called plain text messages. But plain text messages can't be tested, okay? You've got no way of tracking to know if they're working or not. Okay, so what we do now is we use call to action text, not URLs. Okay, so normally, for the most part, instead of saying something like, check out this video on YouTube and putting the link there, we'll say something like, click here to check out the video on YouTube. Call to action links, okay? And this came from our iContact rep. So basically what happens is companies like Aweber, iContact, when they are scanning and actually reading your email, sometimes instead of seeing a nice little link like that, they see a big long link of, jumbled up text. But if you do it like this, using words that you've turned into a link, you don't seem to have that problem. Okay, so use call to actions as opposed to raw links. Now, we've got a tracking spreadsheet that we use, and we use this with our 100K Factory websites. We use it with all kinds of websites that we've got. Anything that we're sending an email to, we use this. Okay, so it's the same one that we've been using for a long time. Okay, this spreadsheet. But basically what we do is we write down, and we'll make this available in the members area, we write down the time and date that the email was sent. We write down the name of the company that we're using to send it. So if you've got multiple different autoresponders like we do, then you'll put them in here, but chances are you'll just have one. The segment, so this is the group of people that you're sending the email to. And in this case, it might be the Extreme Rush subscribers, okay? Because inside your autoresponder, you'll have multiple lists. You could have one for the Extreme Rush, one for organic gardening website, one for aidenbooth.com, okay? So your segment or the name of your website goes there. You put the subject line in there. So the cutest dog jacket in the world, how many people you emailed, what the open rate was, how many opens it got, what the click-through rate was, and where it landed. Landed in the inbox, landed in the promotions tab, landed in spam, and so on. Okay, so that's the tracking spreadsheet that we use, and you absolutely should use this every single time. Okay, if you're not tracking what you're doing, then you've got no way of knowing if you're improving, if you're getting better, if you're getting worse. Okay. Right, so let's continue. So some ninja stuff now to sort of finish up, and we've probably got about another 10 or so minutes of content, and then we'll get into some questions. And I can see quite a few questions coming in, but I also know that people are working behind the scenes to answer them. Okay. So I've got a question for you, and you may have seen me use this example in the past, but just type in which of these opt-in forms you think is the most effective. Okay, type number 1, number 2, or number 3 in the chat box. So which of these? Do you think it's this one that's got a big orange down arrow that says download? Is it this one here that says get instant access? Or is it this third one that says click here to download? Okay, well, it's pretty split. A lot of people, well, some people are saying number 1, I think most people are saying number 1 or number 2. Some people are saying number 3. I should have done a poll because then I could have shared the actual results with you. But anyway, the correct answer might surprise you. It's number 3. Okay, form number 3 is the one that gets by far the biggest conversion rate. In fact, form number 3 performs twice as well as form number 2. So, I mean, that for me is hard to believe, but it's 100% fact, okay, because we tested this with thousands of people. This one here that says click here to download gets twice as many opt-ins as this one here. Okay, it's bizarre, but it's true, okay, and it gets a lot more than this one as well. So it pays to split test your opt-in forms. And imagine if you've got an opt-in form with twice the conversion rate, then obviously you're going to be growing your list twice as fast. Okay, you can split test all within Aweber. Okay, so most of these email autoresponders will allow you to split test. Mail, and then what you can do, another thing you can do is just mail the people that don't open an email. So let's pretend for a moment that you've got 100 people on your email list, and you send them out an email tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon you check it and it just says that 50 people opened. That means 50 people didn't open the email. Now inside Aweber, what you can do, there's a green button and it says send directly to these subscribers. Okay, so you can say, there's a little button up here that says opened or unopened. We can click on unopened and then we can say send another email directly to these people. And here you can see what we did. Look at this, looks like you missed this yesterday, ... That's an email that we sent to people who just didn't open. Okay, so that's another cool way that you can segment your emails, and you can get much better results. Obviously, if you email the same people twice but focus on just the people who didn't open the second time, then you're going to get a lot more openers. You should also create custom pages. All right, so let's take a look at some of these. Let's see. This here is one example of a custom page saying confirm your email address. This here was also built using lead pages that I've spoken about a few times. Almost there, one last thing to do, confirm your email address. Okay. Here's another one. Thanks, you're all set. There's nothing else to do right now. Watch out for an email from us soon. And by the way, a really good thing to do is something like this. You know, link back to your Facebook page when you're doing this. There was another one that I wanted to show you as well. Let me see if I can just find that here. So this here is another one. I also made this with lead pages, but look, it just says thanks. Everything I promised you will be sent to your inbox shortly. While you wait, visit my Facebook page. So again, there's lots of different things you can do here. And in this case, we're just sending people back to the Facebook page. Okay, so it's pretty cool. The three types of email pages, custom pages that you want to create, there's two that you should definitely create. One is saying confirm your email address. That was that first one that was this one here. Confirm your email address. You've got one last thing to do. This here is also a little bit like that. Okay. This one here is for confirming your email address. This one here is the thank you page. Okay, this is where you send people when they're finished, when they've done whatever they need to do. Okay, they've confirmed their opt-in. An already subscribed page is another option that you can set up as well. And in the videos, we go through how to set these up and everything. Okay, obviously, you can see we've already been going for 1 hour. We wouldn't have had time if we'd had to give examples of every single one of these. So that's why we've got the videos. But they're the three custom pages that you can create and that we recommend you create on your website. The last thing that we recommend you do is set up manual backups. Okay, so manually back up your email list from time to time. And the reason that you want to do this is because if you're rapidly building a list and then something goes wrong, you could lose all those subscribers. Okay, so you can just log into your account. You'll find that there's a setting that says export list in one of the menus. And again, if you have trouble, contact the support team, but always make sure that you back it up. Okay, just pays to be on the safe side if you're spending a lot of time and energy doing all this. So other resources for you, if you want to learn more about squeeze pages, I've got a really good guide which I created. Let me just paste that in here. This guide here, which is, whoops, try that again. Here we go, squeeze page checklist. I created this 1 year ago, but it's still incredibly up to date, and you can use it when you're creating squeeze pages and things like that. Okay, so you've got, and here's that same test data that I showed you before. So come check this out if you want to learn more about how to set up squeeze pages. Okay. And now to recap the action items, and then we'll get into some questions and answers. So firstly, and I want to ask everyone this, type yes or no in the chat box if you've decided to leverage. Are you going to leverage an email list? Yes or no? And it's fine if you say no. I'm just curious. But, you know, most people, yes, everyone's saying yes, which doesn't surprise me. Peter says yes, he's going to do it, but later. Yeah, and that's fine. If you're too busy at the moment, you can do this later. Shimon says it looked very complicated. I can guarantee you that after you go through the 7 videos that I've created for you, you'll you'll find it very easy to do this. Okay, it probably looks a little bit complicated because you know, I've been going through all the theory, but it's really not complicated at all. Okay, so it's fine if you're not ready yet, but if you do want to do it, then yes. Okay, and some people said that they've already set up that little pink button, which is great. Okay, so action items. If you're going to create and leverage email marketing, then create an Aweber account if you haven't done so already. Or it doesn't have to be Aweber. Aweber is the preference. That's what we use. We think that's kind of the easiest one to use. Create a list. So create one list for each of your websites. If you've got 4 different websites, create 4 different lists. And again, we've got videos showing you exactly how to do all this. Integrate the opt-in forms into your website. So what we're talking about there is this one here and this one here. And we've got videos showing you how to do that. Okay, so it's not too difficult. Find something to promote in your niche as an affiliate. Okay, a great place to do this is to come over to ClickBank. And I'm just loading up ClickBank, and if I go to Marketplace, and let's say you're in the gardening niche, type in gardening, and we can arrange this by gravity. And we can just browse through here, okay, or we could actually keep it by keyword relevance. And we've got lots of different products that we could promote here, okay. Let me just have a look here. Just looking for something because these tell you what the expected payout is. So this one here will pay you $12.76. This one here is all about DIY beehives. This will pay you $14. Okay, so these are the kind of things that you could promote. Or if you're doing dog training, you could have a look here. And this one, the dog training system, $32. That's what it's going to pay you. This one will pay you $31. Okay, dog training zone. Dove Cresswell's dog training online, it'll pay you $21. Okay, or if you can't find something on ClickBank, then come over to Amazon.com and type in extreme sports, for example. And there's all kinds of different things here. And look at that, extreme sports action camera. Okay, this is something which we could make a review of and we could sell as an affiliate. Now, if we were selling this as an affiliate, we would get about 7.5% of this. Okay, so we'd make a little bit of money selling that if we wanted to. Okay, so find something that you can promote in your niche as an affiliate. If you're not quite sure about how to do that yet, don't worry, we've got it coming. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to be talking in depth about affiliate marketing. Okay, right now you can just send people back to your website and you're going to still make money because they're going to be clicking on ads. And then create those 3 content emails that we spoke about. Create blog posts on your websites to send people to, and you're good to go. Okay, and again, all this is covered in those demo videos that we have created for you. Okay, so we've been going for 1 hour and 5 minutes, and we have wrapped things up. So we're going to take some questions now, and I know that people have been busy behind the scenes answering a lot of questions already, but let's take some of these questions. And Mark, if there's any sort of common themes that you want to raise right now, then let me know. So
yeah,
Shimon is saying, are the 7 videos going to be in the back office? Yes, absolutely. All our stuff is always in the members area, so it's all locked down. You can go in there and check that out. They'll be up tomorrow. If you're selling as an affiliate in Amazon, is it advisable to use the same account you use for a merchant selling account on Amazon? Yeah, there's no harm in doing that, or you could create another one.
So Aiden.
Yeah.
Random question, as somebody asked way earlier. Are we just doing one webinar a week now, or
this week we're doing one?
Okay.
We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see. This week we're doing one, and I'm not sure what we'll do next week. But this week we're just going to do one, and this obviously we can put in the members area.
Sure.
There was another question, and this is a good problem for people to have. One person said that they upgraded to the next plan at SiteGround, and just so you know, the 100K factory launchpad does work with the next plan as well, so you're fine with that.
I had a question earlier. I don't know if you covered, I think you had covered Crowdforce in an earlier session, but it was a question that I was wondering about. You had mentioned at some point that there was a new feature about engagement or something.
Yes. It's called Crowdforce Engage, and our programmers are working on it right now at the moment. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to let you filter much faster what some of your competitors are doing on Facebook and find the most relevant sort of Facebook posts in quite a unique sort of way. It's also going to help you identify the best YouTube videos. So it's kind of an expansion on what the original version of Crowdforce does. It's probably about 3 weeks away, I would say.
Cool.
So Toby's saying, what is the minimum gravity you recommend when selling, when finding products on ClickBank? The higher the better, Toby, but it doesn't really matter for this because, if you actually want a number, I would say ideally a gravity of at least 7 or 8 or higher would be best. But if you can't find that, even if it's only got a gravity of 1, that would be fine. And just so you know, gravity is just an indicator of how many other people are selling. Okay. So Steve has made a good point. So Steve says, I understand why you want to use Aweber, but how do you get the traffic? How do you get the Facebook traffic to opt in? Well, what you do is you send it to your website, right? Now, if you're sending hundreds of visitors per day, how many people here, just type yes in the chat box if you've sent at some point at least 100 visitors per day to your website. If you're getting at least 100 visitors per day to your website, and Toby says 1,000 a day, okay? If you're getting at least 100 visitors a day to your website, then you're probably going to be able to get 5 or 10 email opt-ins a day. Brett says he's sending 10,000 a day. Great stuff, Brett. You can probably get 50 or 100 people opting in to your email list per day. So, imagine how fast that's going to grow, okay? So you get subscribers on your website because you're sending visitors. You keep sending your visitors from Facebook, and you're kind of cashing in 2 ways. You're going to cash in when they click on the ads, and you're going to cash in when they opt in the email box. Okay, it's kind of like double dipping. So hopefully that makes sense. And wow, look at this. I'm going to take a little screenshot of this one for you because this is cool. So Andres just put this message in the chat box. And I'm going to make that nice and big so you can see it. I have 180 subscribers from the pink button already. Okay, so we haven't even covered email marketing until today, and Andres has already got 180 subscribers just from doing nothing, basically. Imagine, Andres, how many you're going to get now when you set all this stuff up. Okay, so that's pretty cool. How do we create content emails without plagiarizing? I wouldn't worry about that. Just put any word, any content into your own words and you're fine. Or you could just use YouTube. I mean, it's exactly the same. Use the same rules that we've been using for the content that we put on our websites and you're fine. What is the cost of Aweber? I think it's free in the first month, and then it might be $15 a month there on out. I don't remember, but what I will tell you is that if you're using it the way that I'm telling you to use it, the cost will be absolutely irrelevant because you'll be making hundreds of dollars per month from it. Junaid says, I'm sending 25,000 people a day. Wow. I'll show you that one as well. So we get a lot of these things, but I'm just pulling some of them out. And the reason I'm showing you is because I want you to be, if you're not getting this kind of traffic yet, then keep going, because this is the kind of thing that you can get. And when you're getting this much traffic, you're making money. Okay, so that's Junaid, 25,000 visitors per day. And Andres says he got 180 subscribers in 20 days. So you're getting around about 10 subscribers a day, Andres. That's great. And if you're not getting opt-ins, then you need to go back to what we discussed at the very beginning, where we were saying, what is the bribe that you're giving people? The pink button works, but it's not necessarily the absolute best. We know it's not the best. I mean, all we're saying is subscribe now, okay? But if you do something like this, where you actually give something away that people want, then you'll be able to get many more subscribers. Okay. Is there any point in starting this if your Facebook page is only at 1,400 likes? I would, Michelle, because you can never start this soon enough. One of the very few regrets that I had when I was learning internet marketing, one of them was that I just wished that I had started email marketing earlier. Okay, I just wish that I'd started it earlier, because the sooner you start it, the sooner you make money. On our Facebook page, call to action, can we tell people to opt in? Yeah, you can. You could say, head over to my website and make sure you sign up for the latest report that I've got out. Okay. So David says, how about more from the guy who's making $60,000 a month? Yeah, so we were speaking about John in our last meeting, and John did $125,000 in July. I'm going to be seeing John in about 10 days' time in London. So I'll see if we can. I'll see if I can do an interview or something with him. So Lucy says, how can we be sure that we'll make enough affiliate sales to cover the cost of the Aweber? Good question, Lucy. If you're getting significant traffic, then you will definitely do it. I mean, we said a moment ago that each subscriber that you get should be worth about 50 cents per month. So if you've got an email series set up the way that I showed you, then you should be earning 50 cents a month from each subscriber. So if you have 40 subscribers, you should, in theory, be able to get to $20 a month, which would cover the fee. Okay. And we got another update from Andres, and Andres is making $75 a day, so that's pretty exciting. This is funny, on these webinars, so often we just meet these people. I've never spoken to Andres before, but he's telling me he's doing $75 a day, which is awesome. You know, we just keep hearing these success stories. Scott, the other like Crowdforce that we mentioned in week 7, that's going to be out in the next 3 weeks. Wow, look at this one. This is cool. Some people are really starting to see results now. Look at this. This is Junaid. I love this. Junaid just sent this in. Yesterday I got $300 in AdSense. That's awesome. Good stuff. What other questions have we got here?
Hey, Aiden.
Yep.
So there's some people asking about, the pink button, etc. Just in the past, people have asked about changing the color, etc. The reason why we use pink is because people notice it, right? It's like fish and lure.
Yep.
But you can certainly change the words that are in there. If you go into the to the theme settings and options, you can change the exact words that are in there. But you want to keep something pink or something like that so that it calls attention.
Yep, absolutely. So Brent says, he says, unfortunately, I'm only making $20 to $30 profit a day. I don't think that's a bad thing, Brett, sorry, because that's somewhere between $600 to $900 profit per month. And you've only been doing this for a few weeks. So imagine where you could be in a couple of weeks' time. So that was Brett just saying that unfortunately, he's only making $20 or $30 a day. But keep at it. I mean, you know the system now, Brett. You just have to scale up. Junaid, yeah, please send us screenshots. If you go into the members area, I'll show you the special. If you come to support, and in here you can send screenshots to any of these emails. Okay, we'd love to get them. Send it to 100kfactoryhelp@gmail.com. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to work down through the questions here, guys, so just bear with me while I find them. The pink button is in the top right. We were showing that just before. John, I would keep the pink button there. Keep the pink button there, but add in these other ones that we've been talking about. Is it worth starting with the email boxes if you're only just starting your website? Yeah, I would start it as soon as possible. So Terry says, after you work through the steps, how often do you mail? And Terry is another one of these people that's making money. Terry, we shared one of her screenshots last week from an email that she sent us. So Terry, I mean, if in your case, so initially when a website is just beginning, I just have 3 or 4 emails that are getting sent out, and that's it. But in your case, when your website starts making, $1,000 a month, and if you could just remind me, Terry, how much money you're making, because then I can give you a more specific reply. But if you're making $1,000 a month or $500 a month, you're probably going to want to have probably 10 or 12 follow-up emails. I mean, really, it's the more the more the better. And Terry has just said that she's making 50 per day now. So as you can see, that's Terry is earning $50 profit per day. So Terry, in your case, you are $50 profit a day. That's about $1,500 a month, I guess. I would invest some serious time on it and probably build out about 10 emails. I mean, the more emails you send people, it's another way that you can get traffic coming back to your website. Okay, so the more you do, the more emails you send, the more money you make. And someone like you, Terry, who's doing $50 a day, I think you'll probably get that up to $70 per day. And in your niche, you should have plenty of different options that you can sell to people as affiliates. So I would work hard in your case at making like a really good blog post with a review about something, okay, and look at using that. Simon is just asking, what event do I have in London? Simon, we run, one of the things that Steve and I do is we've got a program called Blueprint Academy, which we started at the beginning of last year. It's not open, it's not really open to the public or anything, but it's like a private mastermind group. So that's what I'm going to be doing in London. Where do I find the information for the pink button on 100K Factory members area? If you come to resources, WordPress resources, this is where you'll find out about optimizing the pink button right down the bottom there. I would use the pink on pretty much any website. In fact, I used to have pink on my aidenbooth.com website. It works really well. You can find everything about how to activate the pink button on this one here.
And Aiden, just to mention, I just arbitrarily chose that shade of pink because it perfectly matches a cute little dress I have. So, you know, there was no rhyme or reason to it. Just eye-catching.
You just like pink.
Absolutely. I got two girls.
So here's another person that has just typed in the chat box. And I'm just showing you these to give you guys, confidence. This is what David, he's doing 250 a day, but he's spending 110 to 140 to get it. So David has got about anywhere between 140 to $110 profit per day. So David's doing over $3,000 profit per month. And it's not surprising. I mean, we get emails every single day from people who are making their breakthrough. So if you haven't made yours yet, just keep working it. I mean, one of the things about this system is that it's not. How can I explain this in the best way? It's not an exact science. So we know how to analyze a niche. Okay, we know how to analyze audiences. But what we don't know, and you may have worked this out, we don't know which Facebook post is going to become a winner. Okay, we don't know which one is going to become a winner. So you just have to keep going until you get that winner. And when you get one of these winners, you're going to get results like David, like Terry, like these other people who are doing $50, $100, $300 a day or more. So Toby says he's had one winning post and it was making $70 a day. Good stuff, Toby. Um, I think we've pretty much got this wrapped up now, guys. I'm just scrolling back through to see if I've missed anything.
Hey, Aiden.
Yeah.
Just a quick note from one of the earlier webinars. If you recall, a lot of people are still asking this in the support forum, so maybe this will help clear things up about when we were talking about Jetpack and there was a problem with the mobile theme and all this stuff. Myself and a couple of the other guys in support kind of looked into this, and there's nothing wrong with Jetpack, but in the settings for Jetpack, you just want to make sure that the mobile theme, option is turned off, so that you're not having problems with some of the ads. And there is a video on it that we did, so you can be sure and kind of check out that. But that was just from a long time ago, so no worries on the Jetpack mobile thing.
Yep. Yeah, so Cindy was saying David spent 100 to make 200. Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up right here. Great hanging out with you again. We've got, let me just recap what we've got next week. I think from memory I said it was Kindle. So we've got Kindle next week. We're going to be doing a deep dive into that. And then we've got white label, affiliate marketing. We've got more updates to the tools on the way as well, including the limited edition of Crowdforce, which is coming very, very soon. So again, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll be in touch as soon as the replay is up and live and waiting for you in the members area. We'll talk soon, guys.